Yeah, great to be here.
What does that mean, an inflection point?
I think it's about the monetization of the AI revolution, specifically on the software side. I think obviously Palantir, we've seen that front and center, but you look at MongoDB, Snowflake, the use cases. I think really the infrastructure build out. I mean, this is really going to be a key period to show the next stage of the AI revolution from a software, cybersecurity, and infrastructure perspective.
All right, so the headline here is that you think tech stocks are going to be up over 20% in 2026. When you say you're talking as a sector, the sector is going to be up 20%.
I think sector is going to be up 20%. I actually think large cap tech, in terms of like some of the Mag 7 names, can even be up more. Like I think like a Microsoft could be up 30, 40%. I look at names like Google. I look at what ultimately, in my opinion, you have 3 to 4 trillion that's going to be spent next 3 to 4 years. You're just starting now this next phase. Like I've talked about third inning in terms of this 9-inning game, but now the second, third, fourth derivatives play out across software, across infrastructure, across cybersecurity, and that's why anytime you talk about AI bubble, I mean, I was just in Asia, right, for 3 weeks. I mean, demand and supply is 12 to 1 in U.S. for the first time in 30 years.
In comparison to the larger chip industry, Nvidia's stock has rarely been so cheap over the last 10 years. Upon examining standard measurements, Nvidia's stock may not immediately jump out as cheap. However, a Bernstein analyst claims that the stock is remarkably cheap when taking a closer look. First, Stacy Rasgon of Bernstein noted that as of Thursday's closing, Nvidia's stock was trading at slightly under 25 times anticipated earnings. According to him, that may not seem particularly cheap for your ordinary stock, but it's significant for Nvidia. With a 27% decline since the year began, the price-to-earnings ratio is in the 11th percentile for the company for the previous 10 years. In other words, according to Rasgon's Friday report, the stock is trading quite cheaply overall. That is the extreme of the figures. According to Rasgon, when comparing their respective forward PEs, Nvidia's stock is currently trading at a discount of roughly 13% to the PHLX semiconductor index. He claimed that there have only been 13 days in the last 10 years when the chip manufacturer's stock has been more affordable. Concerns over investment and competitiveness in the chip market have recently put Nvidia's shares under pressure, along with other artificial intelligence ventures. According to Rasgon, Nvidia's stock has increased 32% so far this year, which is a respectable performance overall. However, he continued, the stock hasn't done much since July, which is discouraging for investors. Additionally, the PHLX semiconductor index, which is up 41% for the year, has outperformed Nvidia's shares. According to Rasgon, investors who purchased Nvidia at this low price have historically done very well. There have been no instances of a negative drawdown when held over the past 10 years when Nvidia's stock has traded below a forward PE of 25 times, and the average subsequent one-year return has been more than 150%, he said. We think the setup is looking positive entering the new year when combined with what seems to be an extraordinarily reasonable price. We would be buyers here, Rasgon continued. He said that hyperscalers' large capital expenditures look fine at this point. Furthermore, according to Rasgon, the GPU story may be regaining some of its luster in comparison to ASICs, despite some investors' concerns that Google, which collaborates with Broadcom to produce application-specific integrated circuits, will compete with Nvidia's GPUs. Nvidia's next-generation Rubin AI platform, which is scheduled for the second half of 2026, and the company's annual GPU Technology Conference in March are two more potential catalysts. Additionally, Rasgon noted that earlier this month, the Trump administration approved Nvidia's sale of its H200 chips to Chinese consumers, which could eventually benefit China. All things considered, Rasgon stated that Wall Street's projections for Nvidia seem probably low in comparison to the $500 billion in sales potential the firm claimed to have through 2026. Since its founding in 2023, Nvidia has been at the forefront of the development of artificial intelligence, AI. Other top performances include Palantir, a company that offers software driven by artificial intelligence. Furthermore, a large portion of the built-out AI computer capacity is powered by AI hyperscalers, utility businesses that supply the electricity required to power AI, and construction firms who construct the data centers are much more involved in the details. The field of AI investment is extremely broad, and a number of businesses are profiting from the AI hyperscalers' enormous spending binge. But which is the greatest company to purchase right now out of all the many ones engaging in the AI race? There are instances when the solution is clear and in front of you. Nvidia is, in my opinion, one of the top AI stocks available at the moment. Each of the aforementioned AI sectors can be divided into three cohorts. The first are the businesses that are currently profitable. These include of construction firms and computer power suppliers such as Nvidia. The second group consists of businesses that are expanding to meet the demand for AI, such as energy corporations and Palantir. Even while both cohorts have grown significantly thus far, as AI adoption picks up speed, there is still much more to come. Last but not least are businesses that will eventually profit from AI, such as AI hyperscalers. These companies spend a lot of money on AI, and their investments might or might not yield returns. As an investor, my attention is on businesses that are now profitable. Nvidia is a great AI stock to purchase at this time because it is one of the finest in this category. A significant portion of the AI workloads to date have been powered by graphics processing units, GPUs, which are manufactured by Nvidia. GPUs are ideal for tasks like artificial intelligence, AI, that demand a lot of processing power since they can handle several calculations at once. There are other GPU manufacturers with rival goods in the world besides Nvidia. Additionally, there are GPU substitutes that can rival GPUs in a particular domain, but fall short as soon as the workload isn't tailored for the specialized processor. Because of this, Nvidia's GPUs are the most potent and adaptable computer devices on the market, which explains their popularity. Nvidia has really sold out of cloud GPUs due to their popularity. That's an amazing statement to be sold out, given that Nvidia's sales reached $57 billion in the third quarter of fiscal year 2026, which concluded on October 26th. Additionally, revenue increased by 62% year over year, indicating that demand is continuously growing. Since the AI rollout won't wait for any company, Nvidia will keep pushing its component suppliers to speed up manufacturing. We're just starting the ramp up, even though a significant amount has already been spent on data centers. AI hyperscalers made record-breaking capital expenditures in 2025, primarily for the development of data centers. All of these businesses have, however, warned investors that 2026 costs will be significantly higher than 2025 costs. Nvidia predicts that worldwide data center capital expenditures would increase from $600 billion in 2025 to $3 trillion to $4 trillion by 2030, so that's only 1 year in a long-term trend. This remarkable expansion indicates that the businesses engaged in the data center build-out space are expected to see phenomenal expansion in the upcoming years. Nvidia has proven to be a profitable investment in the past, therefore I believe it will continue to do so. Additionally, the stock is reasonably priced, trading for less than 24 times the earnings for the following year. That should allay investors' worries about overpaying for Nvidia's stock because it is significantly less expensive than many of its large tech competitors. Now is an excellent moment to purchase shares of Nvidia because the company's stock is currently down about 15% from its peak. Technical analysis of Nvidia. Given that sovereign wealth funds said overnight that they were investing $100 billion in Nvidia, it appears that the company will rise during Friday's opening. Given that, it undoubtedly provides a lifeline to a business that was beginning to doubt its ability to turn a profit. We were at the very bottom of the spectrum at this point, with $170 providing a floor. In any case, it makes natural that we would bounce here. If all else is equal, I believe Nvidia has a lifeline, at least until the next bounce. However, keep in mind that volume may fluctuate a bit over the next several trading sessions. In any case, I don't sell Nvidia. Since the beginning, Nvidia has mostly controlled the AI market. Large language models are trained and deployed using its GPUs by default. When you include its QDA software stack, you have a product that is nearly indispensable. However, Nvidia is not unbeatable in spite of its near-monopoly posture. We have already discussed a number of threats, and following Q4, I expressed my optimism about the company. Although we cannot ignore the fact that Alphabet has emerged as a new and serious challenge in the past month, I still have a lot of faith in Nvidia. Google's tensor processing units, TPUs, and more generally, the emergence of vertically integrated AI stacks pose a serious threat since they have the potential to completely circumvent Nvidia. This is not a problem unique to the company. It affects how capital moves through the ecosystem for the next 10 years, as well as the full AI investment cycle. Two significant reinforcing advantages have contributed to Nvidia's current position. First up is the leading software ecosystem, CUDA. Over 10 years have been devoted to CUDA code optimization by developers, researchers, and businesses. The costs of switching are high, both monetarily and in terms of institutional knowledge and engineering effort. Second, and just as crucially, Nvidia is excellent at time-to-market execution. Nvidia has continuously produced innovative architectures before rivals. At times when demand was skyrocketing, Ampere, Hopper, Blackwell, and shortly Rubin arrived with noticeable performance boosts. Consequently, Nvidia has emerged as the go-to option for cloud providers, AI startups, and hyperscalers. It's likely that Nvidia silicon is used for training a frontier model today. The market's propensity to price in years of high growth and the company's valuation are both explained by this dominance. However, it also leads to the risky presumption that Nvidia must constantly handle the demand for AI computation. Google has contested such assumption. Google is not attempting to actively steal market share from Nvidia, in contrast to the majority of Nvidia's competitors, though it may. The goal of Google's TPU strategy is independence, not outside sales. TPUs were initially created to address Google's internal issues, including YouTube recommendations, ad targeting, search ranking, and now generative AI. These internal workloads have grown over time to the point where it is cost-effective to create custom silicon. There are two reasons this is important. First off, Google can outperform NVIDIA GPUs on all workloads without the use of TPUs. All they have to do is be adequate for Google's workloads. Second, Google has complete control over the entire stack, including end apps, software frameworks, hardware, TPUs, and infrastructure. Google is able to optimize cost per inference and cost per training run in ways that NVIDIA cannot match with a merchant business thanks to this degree of vertical integration. The transition from training-heavy to inference-dominated economics is the most overlooked change in AI. TPUs were created especially for inference, which involves running models millions or billions of times every day. Google has made it clear that TPUs are made for large-scale, cost-effective inference. Even little increases in inference efficiency result in significant savings for Google Search alone. Google can run entire categories of computing demand that never come into contact with NVIDIA hardware if it can run Gemini, Search AI overviews, YouTube recommendations, and enterprise AI services primarily on TPUs. Since hyperscaler capital expenditures are still increasing, this does not appear in NVIDIA's stats right away. However, it limits NVIDIA's structural share of future AI profits. Many investors confuse TPUs with internal chips from Meta, Microsoft's Maya, or Amazon's Trainium. However, I disagree with this evaluation. 3 benefits set Google apart from the competition. Maturity. There is no experimentation with TPUs. After more than 10 years of practical implementation, Google is currently on TPU v5 and v5p. This is not a lab project. It is silicon that has been proven in production. Scale. Google has a huge and expanding internal AI requirement. Rapid iteration and aggressive investment are justified by such magnitude. Software leverage. Google has authority over the frameworks that influence the creation of models. This eventually lessens the difficulty of shifting workloads away from CUDA. Although TPUs are not intended to directly compete with NVIDIA, they are unmistakable evidence that there are alternatives, even internal ones, and that AI capital expenditures may not always flow to NVIDIA. Consequences for the AI cycle. Hardware makers do not always benefit from AI spending. General-purpose, best-in-class solutions are favored by early cycle dynamics, which is precisely NVIDIA's forte. The benefits of later cycles include cost reduction, vertical integration, and custom silicon that is optimized for certain workloads. Even if AI utilization continues to soar, the growth rate of external GPU demand may slow more quickly than the industry anticipates if hyperscalers continue to internalize their AI stacks, as Google has done. This suggests capital reallocation and possibly lower margins for the GPU manufacturers, but it does not imply an AI bust. This has implications for investors in NVIDIA. This is not a short-term NVIDIA bear case, to be clear. But in the coming years, we may need to acknowledge that NVIDIA will play a more specialized role in the market and cease viewing it as the ultimate AI solution. For training frontier models and for startups and businesses without specialized solutions, Nvidia is still essential. The moat of CUDA is real and won't go away quickly. However, it is ultimately incorrect to assume that Nvidia will always be able to capture every incremental AI computation. In my opinion, Google serves as a check on Nvidia's sustained dominance rather than a catalyst for its demise. There is no chance that Nvidia will lose clients tomorrow. There is a chance that the biggest and most experienced clients will gradually lessen their reliance on Nvidia without making any overt announcements. Concluding remarks. In my view, Nvidia remains a fantastic business, strategically positioned, with a well-founded moat and a reasonable valuation. We cannot ignore the wrench in the works, though, which is Google's achievement in separating itself from the Nvidia environment with its proprietary TPUs. Invest appropriately because there are alternatives for the big AI spenders that will be investigated in the coming years. Don't forget to share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your input helps create a more knowledgeable community where we can all learn and grow together in the world of investing. Stay up to date with the latest market trends, insights, and key updates by subscribing to Investing Tutorial. We're here to help you make smarter investment decisions and stay ahead of the curve.